Prakash, after Tuesday's monster rally, what's in store for us today?
Well, I guess, we might not see in real terms the Nifty move up too much, but as you said, the volatility could be quite severe. And there's a very clear polarized kind of position that's developing in the market, Nikunj. I mean, there are certain stocks that are touching their 52-week highs, and half of that number is touching 52-week lows at the same time. So I guess the build-up is towards a good rally in December. And the rollovers indicate a huge bias for mid-cap prominence. So there's a lot of action in the mid-caps, and I think that would continue in today's session as well. The large caps, as reflected by the Nifty, could probably be at about 57.50, 57.60 kind of levels and peter out.
Couple of stocks which are going to draw everyone's attention today. Prakash, first want to talk about the GMR stock price, and after the Maldives cabinet recommending termination of their Malé airport, how damaging could it be for the stock price today?
Look, that's quite a significant dent, Aisha. Not only in terms of already the money that's sunk in into the project, but this completely, puts into a disarray their cash flows, which, for which people were banking, because this was one of the only projects that was really, expected to give some sort of positive cash flows to the companies. And I think the stock would react quite negatively. The only silver lining could be if the government decides out there, and with the Indian government intervening possibly, it could get kind of mitigated to some extent, and that might, give some sort of a breathing time to the company. But otherwise, a significantly negative impact.
Let's discuss individual stocks then. And real estate as a group, real estate as a category is indeed making a comeback, and it is making a roaring comeback. Prakash, what explains the sudden surge in real estate stocks? Because a month ago I thought markets they just hated real estate stocks.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a sudden change in mood, and honestly, fundamentally, we've not been able to put any triggers to it. But because what seems like happening is the risk on mood that is expected to prevail once the US issues get sorted out. Europe is kind of, evening out in itself. People expect that the inventory on the ground would start getting absorbed. And particularly for, if you see the run-up, it's with actually companies that have fairly finished or, almost kind of finished inventory, which could get offloaded quite quickly. So that's the reason why, there's a very distinct move with those kind of companies, whereas most of the other players, which are still, struggling to kind of complete their projects, are actually not seeing that kind of momentum. So you have a Unitech, you have Indiabulls, you have HDIL, a lot of those Bangalore boys, those are kind of distinctly showing signs of momentum, because people expect that on the ground by March there will be a lot of sales that will take place, and that would kind of certainly make the P&L look much better than what we thought.
Prakash Tirwan, let's discuss Mahindra and Mahindra. Do you think M&M will be able to achieve with Aston Martin what Tatas were able to achieve with JLR?
Even the Tatas...
It's a great car, it's a great brand, it's an aspirational brand.
Absolutely. I mean, you could only get closer to James Bond, in that respect. But, if you really analyze even the JLR acquisition by Tata Motors, in terms of technology, I don't think there's been any rub-off, because there are two disparate ends at which, both these cars stand. The spectrum is wide in terms of the luxury cars and the entry-level cars that Tata Motors is used to. Now, frankly speaking, that is not what Tata Motors has gained out of it. What it has gained is a new market for itself. Whereas Mahindra is talking about, somewhere, leveraging on Aston Martin's niche SUV technology to help them, and particularly in markets like China, which are very demanding in terms of advancements. I think that's a very small sliver of the market which you could gain from. So it doesn't really pay too much, make sense to pay so much, acquire a company just because you want to take a slice of that technology. And frankly speaking, it's too much of a different kind of segment that Aston Martin caters to as compared to what Mahindra is aspiring to be. So I think it's best avoided at this point, because there's no powertrain synergies, there's no technology synergies, there's no process synergies. So in a way, it's just aspirational, and you're adding on a huge lump of debt on your books and hoping to kind of revive it and taking on more challenges than what you already have.
Prakash, do you think the big move in Bharti is now behind us? Bharti is appreciated only after the failure of 2G auction. But do you think now in the near term there are still multiple challenges for Bharti? They're still sitting on a fat dollar denominated loan. the Zain acquisition has not kicked in, and I was looking at the Bloomberg consensus EPS estimates for Bharti, and according to Bloomberg estimates, Bharti is trading at a P multiple of something like 26 times.
Yeah, true. No, so, you know, in an industry which is challenged by so many issues, that P multiple itself is going to get challenged very soon. So my sense is Bharti will struggle at these levels to sustain at these levels. This is more of an, you know, impact of where the incumbency has helped some of these players and the newer players which could have possibly come in to compete and take on the share of the market are not actually, it's not happening now. Now the other problem with Bharti could be if they are not able to, you know, have any sort of a tariff hike come January or Feb. I think the problems are only going to get compounded. So, you know, subject to that tariff hike and getting absorbed by the market well, I don't think Bharti is in a great state at this point in time. So, you know, I would tend to kind of get out of it if I made money, or probably even short it if I want to be slightly adventurous. But I don't see Bharti really moving out of this new highs and making some newer highs very soon. Absolutely not.